Are you struggling to improve your English fluency? Do you want to speak English fluently or confidently? Hello, this is Neha and I'm here to help. In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can think fast in English and how you can speak faster. I know when I'm talking about fluency, so it includes how fast you are just going to speak, how fast you are just going to think in English. So that's why I'm just going to talk about some techniques. I'm just going to talk about some tips, tricks, and techniques so that those techniques is going to help you in your English journey. So when it comes to before going to the technique, I'm just going to talk about the problem, the challenge you all are facing in your journey. So when it comes to learning a new language, I know it's just not going to so easy. It's not like a piece of cake. It's just like how many efforts, how much efforts you are putting in that one. And now you are like how when I'm just going to talk fluently, when I'm just going to talk confidently. So it's all about practice, but when you start practicing with tips, tips and techniques, then you will see huge difference. Suppose if you are like, okay, I'm just going to practice English, but you are doing and you are putting all efforts by yourself, then you will see that you are making a lot of mistakes. I know making mistakes is simple process. It's not like a what I'm just going to be talk about here. It's all about amazing thing. If you are making mistake, it simply mean you are making progress. But if you are putting efforts, then while in that particular moment you are making mistakes as well, it simply means you are making progress. But when it comes to if you are not putting efforts and you are like, I'm not going to do anything, and you are supposing how and when I'm just going to fluent in English, then it's not going to happen. But because I'm just going to talk about the challenge you all are facing right now. And the challenge is you are not thinking. Suppose if you are holding a conversation and in between you are like you start translating all things in your head, and you are like your conversation is the another person just going to think what happened, why you are taking so much pauses, what happened, what you are doing. But at the time you are translating word to word, you are translating what you want to say next. And that is the problem. You are thinking, okay, I'm just going to think what I'm just going to be say next or something like that, and you start translating all things. And it is because you cannot think properly in English, and that's why that particular challenge you are facing right now. So if you cannot think in English, it simply means there is the problem. There is the reason behind that you didn't practice enough. And because you didn't practice enough, that's why you are not able to think in English properly. And that's why you are translating all the things before saying in your head. And the another person is like what you are doing, and the person just feeling so bored in the middle, and you are like, okay, I'm holding this conversation, just stay. And you are like, okay, please give me a moment, please give me a minute or something like that. You are thinking at that particular moment. And this is the problem, because you cannot think in English, and that's why you are translating all things in your head. But why you cannot think in English, and what is the solution? So when it comes to solution, it simply mean that you have to start talking to yourself. It could be like if you are walking outside, then there could be a lot of things, and you start just talking to yourself. Keep talking. And it could be like the sky is blue. If you are seeing the sky, then you can talk to yourself. You can say the sky is blue. I'm feeling so good. Even you can say, there is no need to say it aloud, because there would be a lot of people around you, and you start feeling awkward, you start feeling uncomfortable, because they are just going to be notice you what you are saying aloud. And that's why no need to say aloud. If you are outside, you can say these kind of things in your head. Okay, you start saying all those particular sentences, although these sentences just going to so simple for you, but at first it's a necessary thing. It's crucial if you want to think in English. Just try to explain, just try to describe all objects, so you can talk to yourself when you are inside the home, when you are doing something, and whatever you are doing, just try to ask some questions again and again over. Just ask. You can ask yourself, how are you, how are you feeling, or something like that. What did you do today, or something like that. You can ask these simple question to yourself, and after that you have to answer. Although you already know everything about you, although you already aware of everything, but now it's like a challenge, it's like a task. You have to complete it, you have to answer it, and you are just going to be talk to yourself, okay, I'm good, I'm feeling great, I'm feeling happy right now, something like that. You can talk to yourself, you can tell yourself. So just try to do these kind of things, just try to do again and again over. So gradually, when you start doing that, your mind is just going to familiar with all those things. Although those sentences are very simple, those are not like a so difficult, those are not like advanced level. But yeah, when you start doing that, when you start using those particular sentences, then you will see huge difference. You will see like you start feeling you are speaking in your native language. Although because your mind and your tongue just going to familiar with all those vocabulary words or the sentences, what you will ask yourself and what you are just going to be answer at that time. So you have to keep in mind, just talk to yourself, just try to explain all those objects. If there are objects around you, if there are lot of things around you, just try to do that. This is the first thing you have to do. And the second thing is read aloud. I know you can like, no, I'm not going to be read because there is nothing to read or something like that you can say. But just pick up one simple paragraph. So paragraph could be so simple. It could be like the from fifth or the sixth grade. You can pick up one particular or the small paragraph. Just read aloud. And once you are just going to be read it, just read aloud, and you have to focus. You are just going to be listen to it while speaking, while reading, so that you can be familiar with some particular words or the vocabulary. Although sometimes you can mispronounce some particular words. Although it's alright if you don't aware of the pronunciation, it's alright. But you just have to speak. You just have to read aloud. When you start reading aloud, then you will see huge difference. You will see like you are just going to read, and your mind is just going to familiar with all those things, familiar with all those sentences or the grammar structure. And because you are getting ready-made sentences in that paragraph, then it's just going to become so simple for you. That's why it's crucial and it's an essential thing to do in this particular moment. And the third thing you can do, that is record yourself. When you start recording yourself, it simply means if you are talking to yourself, you have to explain something. You are just going to ask some particular questions to yourself. It could be like, how are you today? Or something like that. I've already told you. So question could be so simple sometimes, and gradually you can increase questions and you can change the questions so that you are just feeling so good. And when you are talking to yourself, you can write down them. If you are not feeling good, just ask yourself, why am I not feeling good? You can ask yourself. And if there are a lot of emotions you are going through, then you just have to be write them. After that you will see that there are a lot of things you are going through. Now you will understand yourself. Even you are improving your English, but on the other hand, you are understanding yourself in a better way. So it's like a double double benefit. Means you are improving your English as well as you are understanding yourself in a better way. So just try to record yourself. You can ask some simple questions, or even if you want to describe some particular objects around you, you can go ahead with that one. You can describe them and you will see huge difference. So there are the three techniques you have to use. First one is you have to describe, you have to talk to yourself. If you are outside, if you are inside the house, so you have to talk to yourself. There is no need to talk to yourself aloud, because there are lot of people, there lot of people could be around you, or it make you feel uncomfortable at the same time. So no need to think, no need to like you are just going to be talk to yourself aloud. You can talk to yourself in head. This is the first technique you have to follow. Second one is read aloud. You have to pick up one particular paragraph, it could be so simple, and then you have to be talk to yourself, you have to read that particular paragraph but aloud, so that you can listen to whatever you are saying at that time, whatever you are reading. And the final one is record yourself. You can pick up some particular questions or the answers. In the question and the answers could be ready-made. And if you want to ask yourself by yourself, if you are thinking something, then you can go ahead with that one. So just ask some particular questions or just give answers, or even if you want to describe, if you want to explain something to yourself, whatever you have studied or something like that, if you have watched some particular videos, or it could be like a movie, then you can describe that one. Just try to record yourself and use these three techniques, and just use them, and you will see huge difference in your fluency. And you will see that you are just going to, you start thinking fast in English, you start speaking fast in English. Bye bye.